I'd let you know of what can happen, the consequences, if you do something really stupid. I was trying to think of a word that would describe a guy who is that way inclined, that we've got our own words in the UK, we'd call him a tosser. In America, you'd call him a jerk. And I was trying to think of a word that I could call the guy that everybody would understand. And the best word I could come up with, or two words, is the guy's a dick. I think if I say that, just about everybody would understand what sort of a person I'm trying to describe. I've got a few stories, two or three short stories. We'll save the best one. I've only ever seen one serious. A guy came really unstuck, and it will surprise you when I tell you the story. It's going to be the last one. The first couple are very small things, but I'll tell you them anyway. Um, Before I get into those stories, I just wanted to say I'm getting quite a few requests from people who like these stories. The kind of love stories between foreign men and Thai bar girls that kind of go wrong. And I think I've got a half a dozen of them up there. There's only so many stories I can tell you. I've still got a few left that I do intend to put out there later on. But what I was going to say to you guys, if you've got an experience where you had a proper relationship with a Thai girl, she moved in within, and you seen her as your girlfriend, and there was a kind of something a little bit unusual happened. She stole all your money, or I don't know, a husband came around and beat you up, or anything like that. Let me know about it. Write it out in an email. I'll change your name, I'll change her name, and I'll put it out as a video, because we all want to hear these stories. And if it's I don't want any bullshit, guys. All the stories that I tell, normally I'll only tell stories that I've seen firsthand, because I know they're real, and I want people to hear stories that are genuine. I don't want to put bullshit out there. So I mean, I'm not looking for Charles Dickens' best novel. If you've got a genuine story and it's not bullshit, it really happened to you, and you think others will be interested in it, send me an email. Do what I said earlier to get my email address. I'll have a look at it, and if it looks interesting, I'll change your name, and I'll change her name, and I'll put it out as a video, because other guys will find it interesting. As I say, there are people out there who do like those kind of stories. So that said and done, we've got all that out of the way now. Let me tell you about these things where people have come unstuck. So we'll start with a small one first. I was once in Rainbow. Is it Rainbow 3 or Rainbow 4? As you go into the plaza, right to the end, the one in the corner, it's full of Japanese these days. They kind of took over that bar. But I was in there anyway. There was a guy came in, I don't know where he was from, but he was a West Indian guy. I was sat at the back with a friend. We were having a drink and just looking at the stage. This guy came in, he had a couple of drinks. He was absolutely, I mean, he was really drunk. He went up to the side of the stage and he started making fun of the girls. He was kind of saying, oh, you've got a big backside and you're this and you're that. And he thought it was really funny. The girls didn't do anything when he was doing that. But what did happen, as he was walking out, one of the girls ran up behind him and just whacked him so hard on the back of her head with a Heineken bottle that it smashed and she disappeared. And that's what they'll do. They won't let you get away with it. You might think at the time you're getting away with it, but they'll get their revenge, and they'll have you. So that was one of the smaller things. And thinking about it, I have seen a few beer bottles get broken on a few heads over the years. That's one that stands out because it was quite shocking, actually, because we were sat there and the girl just came out of nowhere, and we just happened to be looking at the guy walking out as she cracked him on the back with the I say Heineken bottle, beer bottle, could have been a Chang, I don't know. So that was one. There's three I'm going to tell you today. That's one of the minor ones. We'll ramp it up a gear now, and this one was quite serious. This was something that happened to a guy because he made a bad decision. It wasn't really his fault. He just made a bad decision, a bad choice, and he really come unstuck. So what happened to this guy? He was a tourist. He went out. He was here for a couple of weeks. He went to Nana Plaza. He had a good night there. And I'm talking late 90s. There used to be a disco in the Nana Hotel. The Nana Hotel's opposite Nana Plaza. And as you walked in to the Nana Hotel, so you walk through the doors, the reception desk was on your right, toilets on your left. You walk all the way through to the end. I can't remember what it's called. A guy called Rick used to run it, but that stayed open near enough all night till at least sort of 5, 6 in the morning. And what had happened, you'd come out of Nana Plaza. I think the bars in those days closed at sort of 4. A lot of people tended to head over there about sort of 2:33. A lot of the freelancers headed over there as well. It was quite a good place, actually. It closed down. It's not there anymore. So back to our story. So this guy, he was a tourist. He came out of the plaza, and as he was coming out, a Thai man, sort of, over here, he said, "Do you want some cocaine? I've got some cocaine." And the guy was on holiday. He'd had a few drinks. He wasn't thinking straight. He thought, yeah, why not? So he bought a little bit of cocaine, a little bit. stuffed it in his pocket, and he thought, I'll have that later, either in the disco or at home. I don't know what his intentions were, but he bought this little bit of cocaine, put it in his pocket. He went over to the disco. Upon entering the disco, he was searched by the police. Coincidentally, they found the cocaine and he was arrested. Now, just to let you know what actually happened there, they were all working as a team. I don't know who they were. Obviously, there was some kind of police. He came out, so they'd had mobile phones with them. They sold this guy. They knew where he was going. They could see him. They sold him this bit of cocaine. They'd called their friends who were on the door at the disco, searched him. They knew he was going to have it on him. And it's all an excuse just to extract money. It's not something that's normal these days. I'm going back 20 years. It's not, you know, if you get stopped on a motorbike for being, and you've had a drink, then if you don't want to go to jail, then yeah, you will have to put your hand in your pocket. But I don't know how bad things are now compared to back. It was a bit like the Wild West back then. But what, just the conclusion to that story is what happened. He went, he was taken into custody. Now, obviously, drugs, how very, even if you have a small package of drugs, it's real serious in Thailand. It's serious everywhere, but in Thailand, it's really, you just don't go near drugs, guys. If you take drugs in your own country, just do not go near drugs in Thailand. You're really asking for it. So what happened, this guy, they arrested him, they found the drugs, they knew they had a payday coming. He couldn't get out of it. They wanted 400,000 baht. Just to give you an example how much 400,000 baht is at today's rate, it's around £10,000, which I believe is about 12,000 US dollars. Now, luckily for him, he did know somebody, another Western guy who was actually living in Bangkok at the time and who was married to a Thai. He called him, he came down with his Thai wife, a lot of talking, a lot of negotiating, a lot of pleading. And in the end, they let him go for 200,000 baht. So he had to pay the equivalent to £5,000, 6,000 baht. As you can imagine, it wiped out his holiday budget. He owed his friend money. He had to borrow money. And, you know, it was a bad decision. And he paid dearly for it, absolutely dearly. So, again, guys, if you're going to Thailand, just stay away from them drugs. It's not worth it. Really, and to get back to the young guy who wrote to me, who spurred me on to make this video, nothing's going to happen to you if you're sensible. I've said it in many videos before. If you leave your sensible head at home and you go to Thailand with your silly head on, you make silly decisions, you can come unstuck. But generally, it is a friendly country. If you do silly things, then yeah, like anywhere else in the world, you know, you'll get taken advantage of. But you're not particularly, people aren't out to you know, you're not going to get arrested for nothing, basically. If you're in Hua Hin and you ride your motorcycle without a helmet on, you'll get stopped and expect to pay a few thousand baht to go away again. But then that's self-inflicted pain, isn't it? Because I did mention in my email that you have to wear a helmet. And it's just an excuse for them to make money. So don't give them an excuse.